Well, would you just look at that? It looks like it has snowed a little bit, and my truck has some snow on it. I could go outside and brush it off, or I could just turn my heater on. Yes! What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowered Expectations. Thanks for lowering your expectations and hanging out with me here. I do appreciate it. This seems like the perfect opportunity to run another diesel heater test. You guys may have seen my fuel consumption test from a few weeks ago where I ran the same heater in this same vehicle, difference being that we ran it on setting 1. This time we're going to run it on setting 5. Last time we ran the heater for a period of 12 hours, it consumed 1.5 liters of fuel, and at the fuel price of $1.66 a liter, it turned out to be about 21 cents per hour. So in today's video, we're gonna set it at setting 5, and the reason for that is it's not terribly cold, it's minus 13. So in a future video, we will crank it all the way up to 10, but we need to wait for some proper cold weather, and we definitely will get that. In my last fuel consumption video, it may have appeared that I simply pointed at the side of this bottle and said, yep, I've used 1.5 liters. The truth is, off camera, I used this scale to tear out the weight of the bottle and then calculated the weight of the fuel to figure out exactly how much fuel I had used. Diesel fuel weighs 840 grams per liter, so if you do a little bit of math, which I don't particularly like, but I did it for you guys anyway and figured out 1.5 liters was consumed, and well, I am going to use the same method of calculating fuel consumed, but in this video I will walk you guys through some of the numbers so I don't have a bunch of people claiming that I just made this stuff up. Shortly after purchasing my very first diesel heater last December, I came up with what I think is an ingenious idea. And I've been planning it for quite some time now and started planning it a little bit more seriously in the last couple of months. I'm not sure if Vevor is going to get on board with actually helping me out with this project, because trying to explain something as crazy / silly as this, well, it's sometimes hard to get through to somebody in marketing. Those of you who saw my videos from last year with all the crazy experiments and modifications might be excited to know that that heater is in fact not dead. I have purchased a new burn chamber because the old one did not resemble a burn chamber anymore after all of the modifications that I did to it. I also have a new glow plug on the way because I modified that for another project. And I have taken on some viewer suggestions and purchased some paint thinner, which we will be testing, as well as Vevor. So if you guys have some fuels that you want to see tested, let me know down in the comment section below. While you're down there, if you're interested in purchasing a diesel heater, there's an affiliate link as well as a discount code. The heater has been running on setting 5 for a few hours now. I'm going to go out and take a look at it and take you guys along with me, of course, and we'll see how it's doing. It is dark outside, so I'm going to be using a light under the camera, which is going to mess with some of the visuals, but what can you do? It has warmed up slightly from minus 13 to minus 10, but that is not going to have any effect whatsoever on how much fuel it consumes. It's still set at setting 5, and so it won't make any difference whatsoever. In one of my previous videos where I tested this heater, there was still some ice on the windshield after running the heater for about an hour, and I wanted to talk about that. Anybody who lives in a cold climate will know this already, but basically what happens a lot of the time is you come home from driving your vehicle, it's hot, it snows, that snow melts, starts to melt, and then as it gets cooler, you get this layer of bonded snow and ice to the windshield or to the side windows, and it's almost impossible to get off in a reasonable manner. You have to use a lot of elbow grease, a scraper, and it's not fun at all trying to get ice that's bonded onto a window off. If you have a heater running inside of your vehicle, even if the ice is on there, it's going to come off quite easily. I'm telling you guys this because there might be some snow and ice left on the windshield, and if there is, we'll take a little bit closer of a look at it to see how well it's actually stuck on there. So this is what we're looking at. Alrighty. I'm going to turn on the wipers here and show you guys just how easily that stuff clears off of the windshield. I have the light on, so I'm not sure how well this is going to turn up. Show up. Alrighty. Turn on the wipers. Ordinarily they would be stuck to the windshield, but as you can see, windshield clears right off very easily, and there's actually water on the outside instead of ice. The test is now over. The numbers are in. It is actually a few days later because I quite foolishly tried to calculate these numbers on camera, and when I watched the footage back, I decided it was a complete dumpster fire and there was no way I was going to attempt to edit it. So we're going to redo this. I'm going to explain to you guys the numbers that I got, and hopefully it makes sense. We decided at the first of the video that a liter of diesel fuel was 840 grams, meaning that it is 0.84 grams per milliliter. Don't worry, there's not going to be a test at the end of this video, but this is just for those of you who are following along at home. I'm going to have to look at my notes for a lot of this, so bear with me. The total weight of fuel consumed was 1,952 grams, meaning if we divide that by 0.84, we get a total fuel volume of 2.32 liters. For those of you in imperial, that is about 0.61 gallons. We consumed a total of 0.193 or 193 milliliters per hour, or for a 24-hour period, that would be 4.64 liters. The cost of diesel fuel currently at $1.66, where I am, per liter. It is 32 cents per hour or $7.69 for a 24-hour period. So last video we figured out it was, I believe, 21 cents an hour, which was about $5.04 for 24 hours or something like that. I don't know, my math is not good. But anyway, yes, again, the mass of the fuel, 1,952 grams. Total amount in volume, 2.32, which is 0.61 gallons. I'm not going to try to break the next part down into gallons, but 193 milliliters per hour, which is 4.64 liters over a 24-hour period. Total cost per hour, 32 cents, and total 24-hour cost would be $7.69. I'm not sure how that turned out on your end, but for me, that was a whole lot less of a dumpster fire than it was last time. I'm really excited to test this heater on setting 10, but I'm going to have to wait for much colder weather because I don't think I told you guys, but it actually warmed up overnight and the inside temperature of the truck made it all the way up to 42 degrees Celsius. So we're going to have to wait for much colder weather before we do the setting 10 test. That sounded odd. No worries though, we're in Calgary, Alberta, and it is definitely going to get colder. So if you don't want to miss that video and the secret video that I'm working on, be sure to subscribe. And if you liked what you saw in this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Once again, if you're interested in purchasing one of these heaters, there's an affiliate link in the description below, as well as links to my other channel and a whole lot of other stuff. That is going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.